All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the NSCAC Presents Behind the Bench. My name is Valerio Rocca. I'm the Vice President of the NSCAC, and today we have a special guest with us. We have the Technical Director of the NSCAC, Tony LaFerrara. Tony, how are you today?
I'm fine, Valerio. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks. It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Today we're going to have an interesting presentation and discussion on the attacking principles of play. It's an interesting topic, and it's something that I think it's important for all coaches to have a good understanding of, especially when you're working with players of all ages and skill levels. Correct, Tony?
Absolutely, 100%. It's as important as teaching how to pass and dribble and shoot and so on. So it's all part of the big game.
So for those of you that have any questions or comments, there's the chat section or there's the Q&A section. We'll try to get to your questions at the end of the presentation if we can. Tony's got a presentation for us, and he's going to walk us through and discuss it, and then we'll field any questions if there's time at the end.
All right. Are we good to go, Valerio? Can I start? Or?
Yeah, you can start, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I need to find my, here it is. Can you see, Valerio? If you can see, then everybody else can see it.
We're good. We can see it.
Perfect. All right, we'll start from there. I just want to remind everybody that this presentation will also be posted on the website, on the NSCAC website, and you will be able to download it if you wish and use it. But so if you were planning or taking notes, you don't have to. It will be on the website, hopefully sooner than later. And here we go. So we talk about the principles of play, the principles of team play. I think, in my personal view, I think they're very, very, very important. They are the essential concepts and ideas that are fundamental to the effective soccer and successful team play. You know, without understanding the principles of play, the players cannot play the game properly. And without the coaches understanding the principles of play, they cannot teach it properly. They cannot teach the game properly. For me, players that understand the defending and attacking principles of play will play the game in a more effective and a more competent manner, right? If you're not able to do that, then you're going to have some difficulties. If we look at the basic factors in a player's performance, we look at individual skills and technique, passing, dribbling, shooting, heading, all of those things, right? Things that you do with the ball, right? Individually that you do with the ball. Then we look at the fitness component, the mental fitness, and the physical component as well, of course. And then the third one, it's the understanding of the game. How well do you understand the game? In other words, 22 players on the field, one player has the ball. The other players, they all have to figure out what to do, where to go, where to run, how to run, when to run, and all those things. So they need to make all of those decisions, right? So without understanding the principles of play, their decision-making won't be as effective, right? It won't be as effective. Like I was saying, technical skills are very important, physical fitness, the process of decision-making on the field, they all require that individually and as a team, you know, everybody makes the right decision at the right time, right? Depending on what you're seeing, right? The environment, the soccer environment, is a very complex environment, very complex. You know, players are, every time they look at something, they're taking a different picture, depending on where the ball is, right? But the spatial organization of all the players on the field changes constantly. the movements of the ball, the movements and the action of the teammates and the opponents are always changing, right? Always changing. You cannot predict, the frequency of these changes or in the order in which they're going to appear, right? You cannot predict that. It's a very unpredictable game. Some parts of the game, are predictable, maybe the way a team plays and so on. But it is a very chaotic game, if you will, right? The fact that it's an unpredictable game, the individual players and the entire team, in my opinion, they need to develop and refine the skills and the capacity to adapt and respond effectively to the different scenarios that are presented in each phase of the game when you're defending and when you're attacking, right? The only thing that, with all this chaos, with things changing all over during a game, the only thing that remains constant, that all players can kind of follow, that all players have the ability to apply, are the principles of team play, so that everybody can think the same way, right? Everybody can act in the same way, again, based on the principles of play. Like I was saying before, we teach the players when we are training the team. I just a guess, but I think for the most part, we spend a lot of time on the technical skills, which are absolutely very, very important, right? So we teach them how to play the game when they have the ball, but we need to spend more time to teach them how to play the game without the ball, if that makes sense, right? So, and I think that's where the principles of play come into play, if you will, right? So just so that we can get started, I'd like to make a point about time and space. Understanding time and space will make it easier to understand not only the principles of play, but why we do certain things when we have the ball and why we try to do other things, different things when we don't have the ball, right? So to me, the game of soccer can be viewed as a contest between two teams trying to use time and space to the maximum effect, where they can gain the most advantage by using time and space effectively, right? And coaches that are both aware of the defensive and attacking use of time and space, they're better able to understand the game and to teach it. So give you an example, my example. When you're defending, you're denying time and space, right? In the critical areas. When you're attacking, you are trying to create space and finding space, right? You're trying to move the ball quickly into those spaces, trying to move the ball around and so on. So defending is about denying time and space. Attacking is about creating and finding space. You look about those two concepts, excuse me, then it's a little bit easier to understand the principles of play. Then you can understand the connection between attacking and defending and why you do certain things. I'll show you a short video on that. This is my favorite team. Now, if you look at this, you can see this player here with the ball, and you can see the distance between him and the two defenders that are running to it. There's a lot of space in between the two of them. More space, it equals more time. So this player on the ball really has a lot of time to look up, to pick a target, to make a decision. He can make a better decision because he's got a lot of time on the ball. As they're getting closer, he picks a spot, and because of his technical abilities, he's able to put it in the bottom corner and score the goal. And I think they go on and win the game, right? Had those two defenders closed him down and reduced the space and therefore reduce the time for him to to look up and take the shot, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Thank you for watching this short preview video from the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. To see the full video, plus have access to hundreds of other coaching videos, blogs, webinars, and podcasts, plus free and discounted coach education courses and other soccer merchandise, plus to have exclusive access to register for all future NSCAC conventions, both live and online, click on the link below to become a member of the NSCAC today. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as your continued support allows us to continue to provide coach education and coach development resources to soccer coaches across Canada and worldwide. Thank you again for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you at future NSCAC events.